Today, a new Ice Age movie premiered on Disney+. So today, we're going to rank all 6 Ice Age movies from the worst to the best. Coming in at last place at number 6 is Ice Age Collision Course. The plot of this movie is incredibly stupid and makes absolutely no sense. The movie starts off with Scrat just happening to be in space, and he sends an asteroid hurtling towards Earth, and so the main characters have to figure out how to stop it, and they do that by blocking geysers so they can use the volcano to shoot the asteroid back into space. First off, how are there spaceships when it's prehistoric times? How the heck does Scrat have a spacesuit? And there's this part where Crash and Eddie are singing Fall Out Boys, so this movie makes no sense. The plot is awful, it has no logic to it. It's probably one of the worst animated films I've ever seen. Number 5, Adventures of Buck Wild. It is fun seeing Buck again, but the story just isn't that great. This feels like it was intended to be a pilot for a TV show that got canceled before it even began. There's not a lot of fun in this film. Crash and Eddie are essentially the same joke over and over. The story isn't very strong. The element of Buck is good, but even with that element, it's not worth watching. Number 4, Continental Drift. This is where the franchise kind of started to run out of ideas, but there is still a bit of redeeming value to it. Giving Diego a love story was a good decision. Peter Dinklage as the villain was fun. It's still a very enjoyable film, but you can tell this is where they started to run out of ideas. Number 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Despite the plot making little sense, it's still quite fun. Simon Pegg steals the show as the character Buck, and he is a really interesting character. Giving Scrat a girlfriend with whom he has this love-hate dynamic with, and making him have to choose between her as Acorn lend itself to some of the funniest scenes in the movie, and it's a movie about dinosaurs, so it's going to be somewhat fun. Number 2, Ice Age. Even 20 years later, this is still a pretty good movie. The cast all works off each other really well, the characters are all well written, and Scrat provides some of the biggest laughs of the movie. But what drives me nuts about this movie is this is the only movie in this franchise that has humans. Where did the humans go? Why aren't they in the other movies? It's never explained. And coming in at first place is The Meltdown. This time the main character is Manny, and they continue his story very well. It's revealed in the first film that his wife and kid were killed, so he's become closed off to almost everyone. So making his story about finding love again, albeit reluctantly, even so far thinking that he's the last mammoth on Earth, was a great story choice. And unlike a lot of animated sequels that expand the role of the comic relief character from the first film, this film doesn't make the mistake of giving us too much Scrat. They give us just enough to lighten the film's tone when it needs it, and it works as a great transition to the next part of the main story. Out of all the films, this had the most genuine heart to it, so it comes in at number 1. So go ahead and share your ranking of these 6 Ice Age films, and I will see you next time.